What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy, Coach Boom. Woo! How are you guys doing today? I'm telling you, if today was my last day, we don't really know if it's the last or the first, but I will tell you that I could definitely say that I am entirely grateful to being alive, that God sustained me, and that I had an opportunity to get to know my friend and doctor, Kareem Griffith. Kareem, how do you feel, my
Yes.
brother?
Oh, I am feeling
So,
blessed, extremely blessed, giving God all the praise. I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be alive. He has truly blessed me and brought me to my 49th year. So I have some stories that I want to share on going into my 50th year and how I got
all
here.
right now, Kareem and I, we go way back. So, some of them stories I don't want him to share. He grew up in the west side of Detroit. I grew up there for a little bit. Then I moved to the suburbs, and now I'm back in Detroit. And we went to school at Oakwood when it was Oakwood College in Huntsville, Alabama. Now it is Oakwood University. And being from Detroit, we really set the tone at Oakwood, huh?
Oh yeah, for sure. We represented really, really strong when we went there. That freshman year, you couldn't tell us anything. We were the
I will
Detroit
tell you
crew.
guys many times, and my friends and his friends from OU that's watching this, Peterson Hall, push-up contest, 500 push-ups a night, 1,000, 3,000, 4,000 in a week. I'm telling you, real talk, it was Big Kareem.
Yeah, yeah. We,
I
we
mean,
showed up.
everybody was getting down with it, of staying fit. I mean, it wasn't even like a thought process. It's just something that we did. You know, it's good that the females, and you got basketball, you got football and things, but it wasn't an active like we got to work out. We got to work out. And now, as we have gotten older, different life challenges happen. We got wife, you got a wife, you got a beautiful kids, doctor and pharmacy. Congratulations on that. Massive respect of you just sticking to it. And now, how is your schedule right now, Doc?
Oh boy, my schedule is packed full. I'm just so glad I was able to carve out this time to jump on this podcast because I want to share what God has done for me. My schedule, though, I work like Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 14-hour shifts at the hospital in Montgomery, Alabama. I have an hour commute. I do a lot of business on the way to work and on the way back home in the car. And I'm off on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and I just pour into my family on those off days. And I'm just really grateful to be able to have the opportunity to kind of manage my schedule that way. And it seems to all be working out.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's always a pleasure to know you got friends that achieve the highest level in their profession in pharmacy. So he is not a normal drug dealer, y'all. He is a licensed. He is a licensed pharmacist that does it the right way for so many years. So I would also say, guys, take the time to keep in contact with your friends.
Mhm.
I'm busy here in Detroit. He's busy. He has a wife, beautiful kids. He's an entrepreneur. He's a doctor of pharmacy and all these different things. But every now and then, just call or just see how they are doing because I didn't know. And I see his uncle from time to time at Burns that my friend was going through all of these health challenges. His uncle shared a little bit, and I was just like, what in the world is going on? Everybody has a story, regardless of how successful you are monetarily, with your family, with your kids, with your entrepreneurial blessing. God still sustains us, and there are things that we could put in our body that could help us take care of this vessel that God has blessed us with. So, Kareem, in your own words, Do you mind sharing how the last few years have been? Maybe it goes back even longer on your story to why we're on this call today.
I do not mind sharing it all. Thank you for giving me this platform. I just want to give God all the praise and the glory for his grace and his mercy that allowed us to wake up this morning and started us on our way. Without him, I would definitely not be here. So let's start there. Always having a foundation of faith from, childhood. We both went to different schools, religious schools, Adventist schools, and we were able to have that taught to us and instilled in us and be part of our character so that whenever we came up against anything difficult in life, we always have the foundation of God first, hard work, God first, family, God first, friends, God first, your work, God first. Okay, if you do that, you will be able to order your ways. And I remember speaking at your wedding, Franz, years ago. Years ago, I got up and I gave you the speech. I said, "There's 5 things you got to do, and these things are going to take you throughout your journey in life." And I say this at every wedding or every big speech I go to, just to make sure people understand the principles. Because if you live a life of integrity and of principalities, then you are going to be able to make it. And those 5 things includes your faith, number 1, your family, number 2, your finances, kind of ish, but your fitness should probably go next, then your finances, and then your future, right? You have 5 things. You have 5 principles that I built my entire life on, and those allow me to walk in a direction that keeps me above all the mess, right? I don't have time and I don't have energy to deal with a lot of foolishness. And because of that, I am just so extremely grateful that those principles were instilled in me in my household, and I'm able to put that forward with my children and my family. So let's get to it. My story, the best way to describe it is that I was always healthy, as you mentioned, for most of my life. We did workouts together. We lifted weights, like you said, at Peterson, across at the gym. We were with Dr. Roddy back then, and we used to run track. We used to do everything. We played intramurals together. We won championships together. And we were in great shape. And like you said, we would come home on holidays and challenge everyone to push-up contests, from your brother to my father to everybody that would accept the challenge and lose because we were in good shape. And so I never, ever even thought that I would have a serious health condition at some point in time. And how I discovered that I was in jeopardy was after I became a pharmacist, I was a retail pharmacist originally before I went into the clinical pharmacy side of it at the hospital. And I was working at Rite Aid. And one day I bent over to tie my shoelaces. And when I bent over, I couldn't get back up. I got back up out of breath. I said, "What is going on? I must have pneumonia or something. Something is off. I'm a pharmacist. Let me go up in here to this doctor's office and get a Z-Pad, get me some type of antibiotics, and then so I can get back to work." I go into my my primary care physician and say, "Hey, can you do a chest scan real quick? I think I might be experiencing some difficulty breathing because I might have pneumonia." And they say, "Okay, sure, yeah, no problem. We'll give you some we'll give you some antibiotics. But let's just look at the chest scan." They take the chest scan, Franz. They come back to me and say, "Doc, you need to go to the emergency room right now." I said, What are y'all talking about? Be serious. I got to get back to work." They said, "No, you need to go to the emergency room. The cardiologist will meet you there immediately, right now. Don't go home. Call your wife. Tell her to meet you. They're going to do a scan at the emergency room." I said, "What is going on?" They said, "We cannot tell you what's going on. We need you to go right now, though. And the cardiologist has been paged. They will meet you over there." I said, "Wow. This has never happened. I'm not sure what's happening." I get there and they do the EKG, they do the scan that checks your heart function. And they come back to me and sit me down and say, "Yeah, this is 6 years ago, by the way. I was just 43. and they say, you have end stage congestive heart failure. We are showing
End stage.
end stage. You have less than 10%, less than 10% of your blood is being pumped around your body right now. We don't even know how you drove over here to us. And you tell us you've been working full time. I said, yeah, I work 12-hour shifts, 5 days a week at that point. And I'm standing up
Oh
all
my
day,
God.
of course. They said, you need to come back and see our specialist in the morning. We're going to just, keep you here a little bit for some observation. But I said, what y'all are saying doesn't make sense, does not compute. I mean, I hadn't been working out, honestly. And I had gained extra weight, probably around 225, 230, something like that at that point. And I just said, okay, so I'm just out of shape, nothing, no big deal. But when I came back to that cardiologist and they told me, they sat me down, they explained what was happening. They said, normally with what we found and what we see happening in you, you might have less than 1 year
Whoa.
to live. If you don't make a drastic change in your life, there's nothing that we can do to help you. You're going to probably need a pacemaker. You're going to probably need to have something that goes like in your heart, a defibrillator, something in case you go into cardiac arrest. We want to make sure we can shock you back. We're probably going to definitely need to start you on at least 5 to 10 different medications immediately, and work its way up to get you to the gold standard of how we treat congestive heart failure. And we're going to need to do some more scans. So we'll need to see you back here in the morning. I went home that night, and you guys, I usually don't cry. I usually don't do anything like that. But I think I told my wife about it, and we sat down, we looked at each other, and we broke down. We didn't understand what was happening. We really did. We said, God, what is going on? This is so drastic. What can we do? We called our family, told my parents about it, I sent out messages to a lot of friends, and just said, listen, I think I've lived a pretty good life. I sent out one of those letters. I said,
Man.
I think I've lived a good life. If anything happens to me, y'all, in the next year, please just take care and look after my wife and my kids. I'll do everything I can to make sure my house is in order. But I'm going to fight this the best I can. But I honestly, Franz, I was so shocked and depressed immediately. Like, I started to shut down because that's unbelievable. I have 1 year and I'm this healthy person for all of my life.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not working out, like, this is impossible and almost impossible. And I don't believe. So what do? Everyone tells me go get a second opinion. So I
Yes.
go and find another cardiologist, tells me the same exact thing. This is a specialist. He is a
Oh, so
specialized.
the first person wasn't a specialist.
No, the first person was they were a cardiologist, so they're a heart doctor. But the second person had like electrophysiology
Okay.
degrees, so they could look at the
Yeah.
electrostimulation and look at the neurons and exactly what's firing. They can look a little bit more specific into my condition, and they confirmed exactly what the other person said. Again, I was told I'm going to probably need surgery and all these different things. I needed to start occupation. I had to start occupational therapy immediately, meaning that I had to go to the hospital. And I look to my left, I see 80-year-olds. I look to my right, I see 70-year-olds. And and I'm sitting here 43. The youngest person, what are you in here, young man? Do you work here? I said, no, I'm in here for the same reason you're in here. I said, wow. We're so sorry. He said, no, it's okay. Let me figure out. So they said, can you walk down the hall and walk back without being out of breath? I said, of course I can do that. Nope.
Are you for real?
I couldn't walk down a hall, Franz. Much less
10% is it's very low, but wow.
Much less climb one flight of stairs. I could not climb one flight of stairs without being out of breath. I don't have any stairs in my house, so I never noticed it. And it was that severe. So this is end stage. Anything less than 10%, you're definitely, you're not supposed to lay on your back. You should have swelling. I just didn't have any of the symptoms except for the shortness of breath. And that was enough to figure out that it was nothing that I did because, Franz, if you know me, I don't drink.
Yeah.
I don't smoke. I
Don't
never
drink,
drank
don't smoke,
alcohol.
none of that
Never smoked.
heaviness.
I never did any of the things that would cause you to have congestive heart failure. So the electrophysiologist basically was able to go in there and tell me that it was congenital, and that you have 3 kind of Trochindi fibers inside of your heart, right?
Yes,
And
the doctor.
yeah, okay.
I know you're
Very
using
impressed.
big words, but
Okay,
try to break
so here we
it
go.
break it
Imagine
down
your
for
heart.
the masses.
Here we go. My heart didn't have enough space in it ever since I was born to do the job that it's meant to do. But because you and I both were in such peak physical condition for most of our lives, it masked any of the symptoms. You understand, I come from a house where my father is an internal medicine doctor, is an MD. My brother is an emergency room doctor. And I am a doctor of pharmacy, and none of us recognize any of the symptoms. So it was by the grace and mercy of God in heaven above that this was even discovered. What if I didn't go to the doctor because I could have just called my dad and got him to call me in a prescription and just covered it up? So God allowed me to go in that day and allowed the right person to do the right scan and identify the congestion in my lungs was actually congestion around my heart. And so through that situation, you guys, I had to go through all the different levels of denial. I had to go through about a year of depression. And I didn't have time to do all that. And so I had a good friend of mine, because when I sent out the letter, I sent the letters out to everybody that I could in the family and friends. And it got around to one person who was Shannon Austin. He's a motivational speaker. And he actually reached out to me and said, Doc, what is this? What's this letter you sending out? Are you giving up? What you doing? I said, no, I'm just, wanting to make sure everybody knows in case something happens. We've had a lot of brothers and sisters pass away from cardiac disease. Like you remember, like Chucky, Charles Wallington, a good friend of ours.
Oh, man.
A lot of people we have lost throughout the years to heart attacks. And I said, listen, if I'm on that path, I need to get my words out of appreciation and gratitude to everybody while I'm still here. I don't want something to just happen one day. He said, no. Sounds like you're giving up. Sounds like you're giving up. We're not doing that. I said, what? I said, Shan, what's going on? He said, what are you eating? Take out all red meats. Take this out. Take this in. What's your diet? What's your workout routine? How many times you go in the gym? I said, I'm not really going to the gym. He said, you need to get in the gym. You need to cycle. You need to do this. He said, I had congestive heart failure and I beat it. They told me the same exact story. I see you posting everywhere. I said, come on, man, Shannon, what you want me to do? He said, I want you to trust in God and do the work. I want you to have the discipline to save yourself. I want you to change your lifestyle and claim victory before you claim defeat. And I said, whoa, okay, you screaming at me, Shannon, okay, all right. But that man, you guys, I definitely credit him with was a pivotal moment where it was a paradigm shift that I recognized that the power was within me, and I just had to go in there and claim it and claim the victory and then get out and do the work. The next day, he told me, download this iCardio app that's going to monitor and we're going to share with each other every time we work out. I'm going to see if you're in the gym or not. Share it with me. Share me your iWatch. I want to see everything you're doing. I said, okay, man. Like he was on me for about the next month or so. And we worked out. We started working out, you guys. And I mean, I started changing the way I eat. Ty, my wife, of almost 22 years now, she was extremely supportive. She started cooking healthier food. She made sure I had all the greens. She made sure I had the protein I needed. She made sure that everything I ate was heart healthy. We changed the entire house went through a metamorphosis where we had a healthier lifestyle for not just me, but she did it as well, along with the kids. And it was such a blessing. So I had so much support from outside and from within. And once that switch flips in your mind and you decide that you're going to win and you're not going to lose this battle. Once you flip that switch, there is nothing that can stop you. If you have the desire, if you have the devotion, if you have the discipline, and you understand that you set a goal, even if that goal is just for 1 week, you guys. I think I took it in the beginning, week by week, until I lost 20 pounds. Week by week, until my ejection fraction that the doctors told me would never rise above 20%. Never. Because they've never seen that. It would take a miracle. My ejection fraction 1 year later was at 22.3%. Praise the Lord in heaven above. 22%. Year one. They said, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? I said, I changed my lifestyle. I'm ready to go. They said, come back in 6 months. Let's see what it looks like. Because this is something special. I said, okay, it's going to be higher. They said, no, don't get your hopes up too high, Doc. They said,
that's the Kareem I know right there.
They said, don't get your hopes up too. They said, don't get your hopes up too high. I said, all right, it's probably gonna be in the 30s or something like that. They said, no. Just look, if you get in the high 20s, that's probably the best you could do. You're on all the medicines you need to be on. I said, it's gonna be in the 30s. I went back 6 months later, 31%. 31%. 6 months later.
I'm about to walk out
there. I had to follow up. We were on a trip to New York for spring break, which is where my wife and I are from originally. Brooklyn, New York. We go there once a year to take the kids back to see the family that's there. And sure enough, I got a phone call that said, you are not going to believe we just got your results in. I said, what happened? Did it go down? They said, not quite. I said, what do you mean not quite? Did it go up? They said, yeah. I said, what is it? Just tell me the number. Tell me the number. And it was at 44% ejection fraction.
So you're telling me that they said you'll be happy if you get above 20.
Into the 20s. Happy
So
if I get into the 20s.
So can you break down in layman terms, the best you can, what is that number and what does that mean to you?
So here's what it is. Very simple. Our heart has one job. That's to pump the blood. Every time it squeezes, the heart squeezes, boop, 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 boop. It's pumping the blood throughout our entire circulatory system, right? That's through our veins, and it's getting oxygen, it's collecting, and it's coming back in. So we get rid of whatever we don't need, and we bring in what we do need. And it keeps pumping that throughout the body. And as that circulation happens, that's called ejection fraction. So the power of the squeeze on your heart to push the blood around, right? For us to function, for us to think, we have to have oxygen. For us to move our limbs, we have to have oxygenated blood to get to our limbs and our extremities for us to do what needs to be done.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead. I was having less than 10%. Less than 10%.
Less than 10%. So what is the normal man and woman in their 40s? What would that number normally be?
That normal number would probably be between in the 50s to 60s, somewhere around there. Yeah. 50s to 60s is normal because it declines with age. Our blood vessels get more rigid. There's plaque buildup. There's all different types of things that cause our ejection fraction to decrease over time. And so they said, yeah, you'll never get back. Listen, all I want to say, you guys, is if you believe it and you go after it, you have the power to change your life. Because the God above has given us divine intervention and divine ability. He created us as spiritual beings. He created us. And like nothing else in this world is special as we are. We were made in the image of God. So do you think something that he created and breathed life into doesn't have the ability to heal itself? Do you think that only drugs and medication that usually just mask symptoms and don't cure you is enough for you to survive. No, you have to have something within, and you have to heal and restore the homeostasis in your body. That is, you have to have a healthy environment from head to toe. And once you do that, the body will actually start to heal itself. It's so powerful. And I didn't know that because it goes against everything that I know as a pharmacist, right? Everything they taught me in pharmacy school taught me that you have to take this to do that and take this to do that, even though everything originated from a natural plant and became synthesized and chemicals were added to distribute it. And the pharmaceutical industries, it's a cycle. I'm telling you, as a pharmacist, it is a deadly cycle that we put people through. And I want to break that cycle. So that's why I'm here to share this story with y'all today. So today, just to finish that story up, 6 years later, maybe about within the last year, maybe 9 months ago, I went and saw the doc again. And they actually sent me to Birmingham because they wanted to schedule me to have that implant that would put a shock into me if I needed it, right? And they said, let's just, let's just schedule the surgery. You just want to have it as a backup. Don't you know, when I went back to them, by the grace of God, the doctor said, sir, you are running 4 to 5 miles a day. You are eating healthy. You are in better shape than 99% of the candidates that come in here. And doctor, guess what? You no longer qualify as a candidate for that surgery.
Boom, 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 boom.
They said we couldn't even put it in you if we wanted to because you don't meet the qualifications to even justify us performing that procedure on you. And now today, my ejection fraction is in the high 40s, between 40 and 50%, you guys. And that is my story.
Listen, guys, if there is a God that sits high, sits low, causes us to breathe, man, sometimes it just takes that special. I know Kareem, he has massive amounts of friends, beautiful wife and kids. Everybody is dad, everybody, brother, doctors, everybody. But it was that guy that said, we are going to fight this. I had something similar. Never discount the power of God anointing like earth angels almost with that word to come that just got within you. And it was a paradigm shift that happened. So from 43 to what age did it get to, like about 50%? How long was that time period?
I'm 49, so probably maybe when I was around 47, 48, they told me you are no longer qualified to get the procedure. You are in such good shape. Praise God.
Right now there is no device in you.
None.
There is nothing that's going on that they wanted to do surgically.
Yep.
Listen, guys. So we are going to have to get Dr. Kareem on for a part 2, guys, because the story gets even better. You think that God provided blessings upon blessings right now with these results? It gets even better. So I definitely want to get Dr. Kareem Griffith on again, so that it could be a part 1 and a part 2. His story is such a blessing that we need that overlap. So Kareem, real quick, in 30 seconds, lead us into what you have for us. And it got to be a snapshot. 30 seconds.
All right, let's go. So there's an all-natural product that somebody bought to me that I just want to put out there into the universe and just let you guys know about. You guys can reach out to me. Franz will give you all my details, my contact information. But this all-natural product, it's vegan. It's no odor. It has no side effects. It's a liquid that I found along this health journey that I'm on. And it goes in and restores your body to its natural state. It fixes different systems. It works on the vagus nerve. I don't want to get too technical, but basically it burns visceral fat. What is visceral fat? Visceral means it surrounds our organs, okay? So think about the fat that's around your intestines, your gut, your heart, which is my condition, right? Your lungs. If you can get something that goes in, just put it into any drink, a drop of it, and it burns up to 400 calories for 9 hours. That's a powerful thing. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys next time.
Awesome, awesome, guys. I will tell you that I do have that slide to put up, but it would be a tease because I know that I want to give that whole time. So from what he has shared with you, do you see the power of God working? Do you see the power of friends and family? Do you see the power of your own intestinal fortitude, as you call it? And God ordering his steps with timing. To now that there is something in addition to what, as a doctor in pharmacy, there's something in addition to on the natural side that could help with the visceral fat, with all these other things within the organs, because it's a big network. Everything is working together. Like he said, he had it was really his heart, but it was feeling in his lungs. The lungs affect the heart. He's a doctor, right? And I'm a workout guy, so you gotta have the lungs for the heart. It goes hand in hand. And he has something that I want you guys to listen to. Just listen. You heard part one. When you get part two, you will have an opportunity to learn more as far as what he is doing. Man, Kareem, wow, man. I didn't know it was that serious. But right now, you are like literally out of the woods, would you say?
If I just continue to do what I'm doing and God continues to do what he does, I am technically in good shape. But the condition is still there. My heart is healthier probably today than it has been in a very long time. But I have to stay vigilant. And that's the thing. You never know. So the other reason I just wanted to share my story is because as I head into my 50th year, I said, wouldn't it be something special if I could help 50 people, just 50 people, and give back to them a few health tips to take them with me on a health journey. And that's why I wanted to partner with you, Franz. I've seen you, my brother, for years on the grind. Coach Boom, I've seen your videos, I've followed you, and I'm so proud of you and what you've done and stayed in this space, whether it was kind to you or not, whether, whatever you had to overcome to become Coach Boom. I am just honored to be able to work with you to bring a health message to our community and to anyone that watches these videos, and hopefully further than that, because those people can be blessed and then go out and bless someone else. If each of us just share and pay it forward, what a difference we can make in this world. And so I'm extremely grateful to have this platform with you. And I look forward to us working together to give some free health tips. And if they want a little health boost, we'll give them a health hack. If they want it, we got it. If not, listen, we're going to keep doing what we're supposed to do. And people are going to be blessed just by watching us and our consistency and our story. Thank you.
Awesome. Guys, good. Guys, stay tuned for part two. We got something that you will be blessed just to hear. Definitely the next time, what I'm going to do the next time, we might very well go live stream at a very time when people are on. We're going to get the information out so we can go absolutely live. So you guys could see it, interact, ask your questions right there on the spot, and we could direct you to his social media. And so you could follow him and see. For those who don't know him like I know him, you will see the work that he has done. It's your boy, Coach Boom. Thank you for coming on. The Lord, for those of you that are not spiritual, this is how I get down. Kareem would tell you it's always been about God and the Lord, God first. We've always had that foundation. So we are just showing you how we were raised. That's right. The best way I could put it. And what you gather from it, take hold, and let's win on a high level. It's your boy, Coach Boom. Stay tuned for part two. Thanks, Kareem.
Thank you, Franz.
Got it.